How you doing, guys? I'm Sean. Welcome to Rambles with my camera. Okay, today's video, this is a viewer's question here. I got a question, and it was more an observation from David Lewis. Hi David, thanks very much for your comment, brother. It certainly got me thinking. David actually asked a question. He made an observation when he's sharing information about his street photography with friends and family or different people. When he's showing examples of his work, you know, he's meeting with some resistance from people, and I've come up against this so many times. People turn around and say, "No, I don't get why you want to photograph somebody in the street, or why you're taking photographs of strangers," or they don't actually even get the reason why to take photographs. And David was making a point is this, you know, it's easier sometimes just to, you know, change the subject, you know, when this happens. And he was asking me what I do in them circumstances. Well, I'm going to tell you, and I've already told David. But and I think if you implement this here into your conversation, you'll be able to change people's mindsets, because that's all it is. First and foremost, they're entitled to their opinion. Not everybody's going to get street photography, and the people could look at it and say, well, why do you want to do it? And they're right to do it. They're entitled to their opinion. First and foremost, never give your power away to people. In other words, it's not your job to try to convince somebody that street photography is good, or there's merit behind it, or it's an art form, or it's not. All you want to do is take photographs and concentrate on you, concentrate on taking photographs that pleases you, and only you. And as I mentioned before, unless of course somebody is paying you money to actually provide the goods and come up with photography for them. But go ahead and take photographs that pleases you. But when somebody actually, you're making resistance, somebody said, look, I don't get why a street photographer, why do you want to take photographs like that? Or, you know what I mean, I think it's ridiculous photographing strangers. Tell me this, if for talk's sake that I was able to show you photographs of your parents when they were teenagers, or your grandparents when they were teenagers, when they were walking down the local village street, or the city, or the town, where the person is currently living, where you're making that resistance from. Tell them, if I showed you photographs of your grandparents when they were younger, would you like to see them when they're walking along the street? I guarantee you the response will be yes. Tell them, well, what happens if I seen photographs of your parents before they had met? Your mother, when she was a young girl, out in the street, and she's walking, or she's having a cigarette or a cup of coffee out in the street, or walking down, what way she dressed? Or your grandparents, as I've mentioned, your great-grandparents, or even say to them, you know, what would it be like if you seen photographs, you heard that in the local community centre, the local hall, the local library, that there's photographs up of the area where them people live, and there's photographs of them and actually is going to school, dressed up in their school uniforms when they were younger, when they were teenagers. Are you honestly telling me you're going to meet resistance, or you won't? Because they're starting to see the value in photographs, and as they're coming at this because they're actually looking at them themselves, that they're interested in seeing photographs of themselves, of the grandparents and things like that. What you do, you take it the next level. You talk about, well, when you look at old photographs from the 1920s and 1930s, and you see the people, the ladies with the pencil skirts and the hairstyles, and the guys with the sharp suits, or the 1920s and 30s Art Deco, and you look at the cars and things like that, or the 1960s, the flower power people, or the 1970s with the flare trousers and the wingdinger shirts, the John Travolta era. When you look at photographs like that, you can see value in them, because at the end of the day, you're looking at history. Like, street photography and social documentary are two different genres, but I've always said they do sort of border on each other, and sometimes they crisscross. And I think street photography in itself is social documentary in the future. And what we're doing is we're taking photographs now and we're documenting the area. Now, everybody has different views on street photography. I've always said this, you know, we're capturing the present so those in the future can look back at the past. So when you're talking to people and they don't get street photography, if you put that to them about, you know, seeing old photographs of their grandparents or great-grandparents or their mother or their father, or even themselves when they were teenagers or children, you know what I mean? Could imagine, say to one of them, and let's say for talk's sake, same age as myself, 49 years of age, coming up to 15, you say, imagine if I showed you a photograph of your mother pushing you in a pram whenever you were a child walking down the high street. Would you be interested in seeing that photograph? Of course they would. Well, tell them that the photographs that you're capturing, and I'm capturing, other street photographers are capturing, they're the photographs for the people in the future to see. And I do think you will be feeling, you'll be getting less resistance when you do share that with them. But at the end of the day, it's up to them. You're not here to please other people or to appease other people or to change their mind. By all means, try to share it with you. But if you still meet resistance, then you know what? It's their loss. It's their loss in reality. Concentrate on your photography. Guys, listen, I hope you found that informative and hope you can use it and incorporate it in your conversation with other people. You know, just show them the importance of taking photographs. Doesn't matter whether they're, you know, holiday snaps or family photographs, family album. Photography is important. And I do think it's bigger than street photography. And I do believe photography that we're taking today is far more important than this moment in time. It's for the people in the future to look back at the past. And it doesn't matter whether they're family or not. We get the glimpse into people, how they dressed, you know what way they looked, what they drive. You know, we'll be driving cars in 100 years' time, who knows? But we're documenting that journey. So there you go, guys. Listen, let me know your thoughts on this. How do you deal with people when you're feeling resistance, when you're not getting it about street photography? And I'm sure other people would love to read that. And down below in the comments. Guys, listen, send you love from Ireland. Thanks again for all your comments and all your questions as well. Keep them coming, guys. Put them into these videos. And sending you love from Ireland. And thanks again for watching. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe. You can check me out on Twitter and on Facebook. Also on Flickr. I'm also on Instagram. And my website, rambleswithmycamera.com. Guys, send you love. Get out there and take some photographs.